Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another pre-show here for 7th Gear Racing. Tonight we are previewing the Brazilian Grand Prix. Tonight, on the show with me tonight, we have regular guest Owen, and for the first time we have Firmsy. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Good evening.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I am very hot. It's bloody hot again, and I do not like it.
Yeah, we've got another heat wave, haven't we, over here on the little island? A lovely little heat wave.
Yeah. No, it's. I was literally sitting in my car all day, the air conditioning on.
Not any better down here in Cornwall either. Bloody boiling.
Cool. No, I'm down southeast, so I was down in Kent most of the day today.
That's why Ferns is so fast. He's got more than 5 fingers on each hand.
So then, let's get into tonight, shall we? So, for the first time, we are doing the sprint race. So, for the newcomers, what we're doing tonight is we're doing a one-shot qualifying, followed by a sprint race, and then the usual 50% race. Firmsy, will come to you first. Go on you. Are you looking forward to this new format?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, a bit different because one-shot quali as well. So, if some of the top gunners invalidate, they're going to be set back for the sprint race. It's going to be much more racing and should be better from a perspective, like spectators' perspective. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. What about yourself, Aaron?
Yeah, I quite enjoy the sprint races because I don't find myself to be as quick in quali as I can be in a race. So having that extra 12 laps to sort of gain that quali position, what would have been, is good for me because it allows me to get myself further up to where I think I can be.
Yeah, I was say because obviously the sprint race is 12 laps. So at an overtaken track like Brazil, if we do get a lot of invalidations, like Firmsy said, then there is opportunity to.
And Brazil's a pretty easy track to invalidate at.
It is. That's the thing. I mean, we could, like we were saying, the tier 3 boys were joking about how our first sprint race is Jeddah, and it's like, there's going to be like 3 people out of 20 that actually set a lap time. And to be fair, around Brazil, tier 1 could have the same fate. You could have like 10 drivers that only set a lap, because the margins are so fine around this track.
They are, especially at the first chicane, especially. Well, actually, most corners, you're talking that you can invalidate, really. Especially through the first and second sector. The third sector, not so much because it's mainly just a straight. But even there, you can invalidate. If you if you try to cut too much out of the straight, you can actually still invalidate. But sector 1 and 2 especially.
So, obviously we're round 3 tonight. Go and see you on the table. We'll come to you first, Firmsy. So obviously 2 rounds in, you're top of the standings alongside Benster, with a first and a 4th position finish. Are you happy with the way the season started?
Yeah, I think I've had, during qualifying, my season's been perfect. 2 pole positions, dominating qualifying. It's just in Spain that, I need to tidy up my race pace and just need to be a bit more patient. I'm pushing for those last thousandths, and that's, pushing me onto a curb and spinning me. So it's just, seeing where the limit is and not going over it. And I think once I've learned that, I'm feeling very good for this season.
Yeah, I mean, a little birdie told me today that apparently you're in the top 10 in the world on time trial in Brazil. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's 5th. I think it's 5th.
Oh, top 5. Look at that. Wow. What about yourself, Owen? Are you anywhere near the top of the leaderboard in time trial?
I think I'm top. I think I'm like top 8. I think I'm top 80. Not top 5.
Okay. 80% on top 80.
But the thing is with Brazil, because it's such a short track, the margins are so fine. So between
that is it.
first and 100th, it's only like 2/10. So if you're within that, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Whatever the outcome is of qualifying.
Because I was going to ask you, Owen, how do you think your season's gone so far? But you're currently sitting on 0 points. So, do you think you can do better? Because obviously last week you were quite bullish of your chances, but obviously we saw Canada was a bit of a mishmash of everything. And it just, you're one of the drivers to kind of.
I think my season, based on pace alone, hasn't been bad. I've just got very, very unlucky. Either through my own mistakes or through others. Spain. I mean, I had that wing damage and I got caught out on the cold tyres. Spun then, and then Canada. I don't know what happened. It was just an absolute. I just had no grip in the wet whatsoever. Normally feel pretty confident, but there's nowhere. And but I'm pretty confident at Brazil. It's a pretty wide track, so you can race quite hard. Hopefully, I'll be up there with the top boys to teach them a lesson or two.
Yeah. I mean, we've had two quite unique circumstances races, because obviously race one, obviously the day before the new patch came out, so everyone was still learning the new handling. And then obviously last week, we had wet race, so I imagine it was people's first running in the wet. So, and obviously tonight, Brazil, you could get a bit of wet weather, you never know. Are you two prepared for wet weather tonight?
Yeah, I've got my wet setup ready, so
yeah,
just in case.
I know how to tweak my dry setups to make it ready for the wet.
Yeah, and I was looking into like how the tyre allocations work as well for the sprint and the Grand Prix, and it seems like it's gonna no one's gonna use the softs apart from qualifying, and then obviously the sprint race and the 50%. It doesn't look like anyone's gonna be using softs. It's gonna be medium or hards by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think that's the main strategy. I think the sprint race is just mediums, 12 laps, and then is it the races hard to mediums or mediums to hards? Without any safety car.
If I remember correctly, Brazil's usually a two-stop race. Is that correct? Like in previous games?
You could do soft to medium if you were good on tyre wear. But a lot of people, you could also do medium soft. You could do medium hard if you really wanted to. But that was, on this game, it just seems like the soft tyre is not ideal to be on at all. Yeah, you get a few laps out of it.
And even though the Brazil pit lane is quite short, obviously the exit of the pit lane is. I mean, you want to do it as less as possible, don't you? Really, because it's just hazard for people losing wings.
That's the thing where people are going to make mistakes, I think, this year, because obviously tyres are a lot colder from the get-go.
Yeah.
So people are going to try to take that pit exit really, really quickly, and be hit with a bit of a surprise, I think, when their back end is a bit loosey-goosey.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a surprise. Obviously, we've got no Kieran or Elite tonight, so that's two less drivers that you need to beat tonight. Kieran, well, actually, I'll say we've actually raced 13 times here in Brazil. I think it's one of our most popular tracks to race at. Obviously, over the 3 tiers. Obviously, not all 13 races for Tier 1. Obviously, we're only in Season 8, so that'd be a bit silly. But weirdly, even though we've had 13 races here, the record pole is 2 poles, and the record wins is number 2, both held by Kieran. So we need to see if we get someone new tonight.
It's definitely his favourite.
Setting the pace.
It's definitely his favourite.
I mean, I doubt there will, just because of the new cars. I don't suspect any lap records this year.
No, they're a bit slower. They're a bit slower. There's not much in it. There's not much in it at all. There's not as much in it as there was. I know it's not relative to the game, but regarding when the cars were at Bahrain, and they were a few seconds off last year's cars. I don't think they're that much slower now, obviously with development. But there is still the element that they do have less downforce, so inevitably they are going to be slower.
Yeah. So back to the sprint rate concept. Obviously, Firms, you said that obviously you're trying to learn to be a bit more patient. But do you think that because it's a sprint race, do you think you guys will be a bit more aggressive, given what's on the line? Obviously, there's only points for first to 8th. I mean, what are you guys feeling on that?
I think, like in the long run, you need to think about the race. The sprint race, you're going to be gaining some points out of it, but the main race itself is where the most points are. So it's thinking, in fact, do I go for this move for this extra point, or do I go for this move and spin, and that's going to lose me more than 1 point in the race? It's justifying your moves, so it's it's quite tactical.
Yeah, because obviously there's no point awarded for fastest lap in the sprint, so obviously it's not always about ultimate lap time in the sprint. It's making sure that if you have qualified at the back, you get yourself back to the front. As we've already touched on about people invalidating their laps, I think that could be quite key tonight. So, It's 26 minutes past. We're approaching the end. Any last minute thoughts from you guys before we let you go get prepped?
Keep an eye on me and Visions. Hopefully we get side by side again.
That was a very good battle in Spain.
That's one of that's my best battle on this game so far. I mean, there hasn't been many, but on this game so far, that was pretty damn good.
It was.
I've had more
Anything from
battles
yourself,
with,
Ramsey?
yeah, well, I've had more battles with connection problems than just the game itself than other drivers.
You have
to
more
be honest.
your biggest enemy is yourself.
Yeah, at the moment.
You push too hard.
Well, actually, I mean, you think last week, Femsy, you obviously, I think going into the last lap, you were actually first, weren't you? And then obviously at the end of the last straight, you were first. So yeah, it's never over till it's over. Obviously, you had Kieran on those intermediate tyres on the dry track, and then who else was it at the 3 second? Who else was on the podium? I can't remember.
It was Elite Risk.
That's it. Yeah, because Elite Risk had the 3 second penalty, didn't he?
Yeah, my main focus was Kieran. He had 6 seconds in the end, I'm pretty sure. So my
Okay.
main focus was Kieran until the last hairpin. I just focused what good exit. I didn't need to get elite, so it's just getting past Kieran and then the double seal.
Already put in your patience practice
Yeah.
into practice. That makes no sense. Right, I guess we'll leave it there then, guys. I will just click a button and we'll see you guys in a few minutes for qualifying.
Au
Thank you very
revoir.
much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the race part of the show. I say race part. First off, it's the one-shot qualifying. I've been told to stay on one person because apparently it messes up. So I guess I will pick Firmsy, who was on the pre-show of us and has a top 5 time trial time. So that should be interesting. Let's see. Oh my god, where the hell is Firmsy? Oh my god, it's changing too much. Right, I'm just going to stay... There you go. Right. Here we go. Into sector 1. Not too bad. No 8th gear for Firmsy, staying in 7th, revving that engine nice and hard. Bit of curb on the outside, quite a lot of curb on the inside. Didn't go down to 2nd gear, interesting choice. That'll be one I'll take with me. He is currently P2 behind Rain. You can see, the good thing about one-shot qualifying is that you can actually see the order how it is. Oh, Vision retired from the session. There we go, right, Firmsy. Oh, he's invalidated! Oh, and he talked about his validation during the pre-show. Unfortunately, he has fallen foul of that, and what is the time on 107.9? Oh no, what did he get? Oh, I don't know. Doesn't matter, because you got disqualified along with Winnets. So it looks like Rain is your position man. Arulian 2nd. Wow, look at that. Bent's the 3rd. Dan 4th. Look at that for a qualifying lineup. That is juicy as we cut to the GT2 132. I think someone had a spin. So yes, well, that was a bit of a lightning start, isn't it? We're in Brazil with Tier 1, if you haven't guessed, and if you didn't watch the pre-show. We are about to start the sprint race, as I said, which will be 9 laps of racing. So the pole for one-shot qualifying, Rain on pole, 107.9, only 1 second off the overall fastest time. Arulian joins him on the front row. What a qualifying that was. You got Benster and Dan in P3 and P4. We got Kagonek and Fitzia on row 3. Owen and Jake on row 4. Joel and Trey on row 5, rounding up the top 10. And then we got Rhino, Vaughn, Pack Bussy, Vegeta, Fitz, Firmsy, the race favourite, Winnets, Kieran, and Visions. The top 5, sorry, bottom 4, not 5. That's nice. So I believe we now have a minute break until we start the sprint, 12-lap sprint. I'm looking forward to it, especially with down the back of the order. So we shall sit here and wait. I think everyone has to start on the mediums. And of course, race director never works the first time. There you go. So everyone will be on mediums. So from what I researched and for my own, obviously, to make sure I know what I'm talking about. So there's no soft tyres available at all. So it will be a straight, if people want to do mediums or hards in this race, but you don't get a second set of hards, which means for the 50% race, your hards are going to be done. And there's only 1 set of mediums and 1 set of hards for the 50% race. So this is going to be very interesting to see how these strategies play out as Rain. Oh no, there's something going on. I've seen Rain and Benster. There's a lot of people leaving the session. Does that mean I'm leaving the session? Have I left the session? Hang on, what's going on here? What happened here? Ah, okay, yeah, so I will put you back on the Be Right Back screen. Right guys, we are back. Let's try this again. I believe we're going straight into the race, so I'll put in now just to start the race. So, oh, there we go. Everyone has ready up. Hopefully everyone's got their setup on. Oh no, we've got another. This is where everyone will be choosing their setup. Got oh, we're doing the 2 minutes. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, 2 minute break to get our setups ready. There we go. So we've got 2 minutes, and then we're off. Right, well, let's have a quick look at the race roster, shall we? Obviously we got Fitzy in tonight covering. We've got Joel in from Tier 2, got Vaughan in from Tier 2. As I mentioned earlier on the pre-show, if you haven't raced, unfortunately no Kieran or Elite Risk tonight, so 2 of the guys expected to be at the front will be missing tonight, unfortunately. When it's from Tier 2 is here. Owen has been demoted to the back of the grid because he readied up, which is a shame because he was up there, wasn't he? He was he 7th? I believe he was on row 4 with Jake, wasn't he? Yeah, because Rhino's P11. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting start. I think Rain could well run away with this. We've seen how fast he is. But he is his own worst enemy at times with penalties and potential spinnings. And of course, the second main point is how far can Firmsy get in the field? He mentioned about being soft tyre. Ooh, hello. I didn't. Ooh, that's interesting. That could be one to look out for. I'm definitely. Ooh, interesting. I like that. Bold. I mean, the tyres will be gone, but I like it. That's bold. So, here we go. A few seconds to go before lights out. Let's join the grid. Here we go then. The 5 lights are on their way out. 5 lights, and away we go. It looks like a decent start from Rain, who covers off for Rooney, who got a really good start. But Rooney's fallen down. It's Benson who leads into turn 1. But he's alongside Rain. Oh, okay, go on, the extra tyres somehow at the start. And we've got Trey's hit Jake. Is that a full course safety car, or is that a VSC? It is a VSC by the look of it. That's bad luck for Keiko, retired, and Aurelian from 2nd to 15th. Something's obviously happened there, but Benster, the big winner, going from 3rd to 1st. Everyone obviously making up positions with Trey and Jake obviously had some kind of issue under the VSC, but let's go to tyres, because yeah, there you go, Kieran on the soft tyres. That is one to watch out for, and he's all, there you go, green flag, we're racing again. Let's ignore that for a second. Benster takes the lead. Can he keep Rain behind him? There you go, Kieran already up with the P10 with those softs. How long will they last? That is the question. Of course, it's not over for Gabe Gognac. He's still got the chance in the 50% race. So he will be at the back of the grid. Let's see. Can Rain get past Benster? How much is he willing to bet? McLaren's running high there, up in 2 and 3. Got Joe up there, look, Vaughan, P5 and P6, repping Tier 2 very well. You've got a yellow flag, is that a Ferrari? Cerulean's already in the pits, and I believe Vegeta down the field. Look at that, Firmsy up into P7. I've missed that completely. From near back of the grid to P7 already. That's some going from Firmsy. Owen is up to P12 after the little kerfuffle where he started last, didn't he? Cerulean, shame for him. 32 seconds behind. Vegeta, looks like he was the other one who had a bit of a spin, but will join the front of the race, where it looks like Rain hasn't got a lot of straight line speed, so we'll have to wait to see what Rain could do, because DRS will now be enabled. Let's see how much he can catch up on the first straight. Not a lot by the looks of it. He has come down a little bit, but he's going to have to wait for the main straight, isn't he? Just keep an eye on Kieran, as I've said. I'm really interested to see if he can make these soft tyres last. But he's already fallen off a second. Pack Bussy, which is a strange one, as Vision gets past Winnets. Field still really closed back up. This is, I guess, where we need a safety car to bunch the field back up for people like Cerulean and Vegeta who have fallen back. But here we go then. The first big opportunity for Rain. He stayed within that half a second. Benson does get this slightly better traction out of the final corner. But here we go. DRS is now open. Rain will be closing. He's already got that gap down by 2 tenths. But look, it's not going to be enough, is it? Benson's got the straight line speed to defend. He didn't even use that much ERS. But this is where Rain will probably look to overtake. Only 2 tenths behind now. DRS is now open. Here we go. But no, look at that. Benson has got the straight line speed to hold Rain off. I don't know how much Rain is attacking. Obviously, he doesn't want to bin it for only 1 extra point in the sprint race. But we are already a quarter of the way through. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Who is it this time? It's it's Kieran with his softs. Oh, he's lost his wing. Oh no. That strategy definitely hasn't paid off. Oh dear me. But Vision's back is now past Pack Bussy now. Oh yeah, he's got wing damage. So it looks like there's been some kind of collision between Pack Bussy and Kieran. A bit of a shame. Pack Bussy always a fast driver. So he will now be not dead last, because he might. Excuse me, he might not come out last. I think Cerulean might not be that far ahead, but I think Kieran is in danger. But Firmsy up to P5 then. Jesus, I've got to pay attention to the race. And Rain is now only a tenth behind. Is he going to make his move? No, look at it. Close enough. What about Firmsy? Can he get past Let's call him Fertzy. No, he can't. Rain and Rhino then had a little bit of a ding-dong as Vaughan decides to go off the track. The 2 Alpines racing. I believe that was possibly Vaughan letting Rhino go. Close racing all up and down the field. The top 3 separated by less than a second, which is what you love to see. And Fitzy just holding that 4th position. We've only got 7 laps left to hold on. But let's see, how quick is Firmsy? Can Firmsy get by? DRS will be open any second. There we go. Oh, look how close he is already. Look at that. He doesn't even need DRS. He's already side by side. He's already ahead. And that is easy as you like for Firmsy. He lost another half a second there behind. So we'll see how quick Firmsy can catch up to the back of the top 3. He's got half the race to go to catch back up. As Vegeta and Jake down the back having a little squabble. Oh, and Benster! Rain's done it! Rain and Benster going side by side. Pretty criminal of me not to bloody notice that. But there we go. Rain has taken the lead. He must have seen that Firmsy appear in his mirrors and go, oh no, I need that lead. So, Rain does have the lead. Oh, and Benster getting all out of shape there. Will Dan have a move? No, Dan thinks against it this time. But I don't know if Benster's got damage, but he's definitely looking a bit shaky, isn't he? Let me get close to Rain, because obviously we saw that he had decent straight line speed, and he still is within that second of Rain, so we'll see how much he can catch up. But just a couple of attempts by the looks of it, so I don't think Rain's in any danger. Look at that from Firmsy. Oh, 9/10 the gap has come down. And I think Firmsy is going to be on the back of these two very quickly. I think Rain is happy now to be out front, and obviously Benson will just be praying that he can stay within that second, because I think we've seen the Rain definitely has the ultimate pace. As Owen has now got past Vaughan. Overtakes happening all over the place, and I'm missing every single one of them. To be focused on the front. So Rain looking to stretch his legs. He needs another couple of attempts, otherwise he's not going to be able to stay out of that DRS, and that will help Benson out of measure. But look at the gap down to 2.1 seconds already. Firmsy is on a charge. 1.9 out of the gap. But of course he will now be hampered by the fact that he doesn't have DRS, and the second and third place do. And look how close Benson got to Rain that time. So I wonder if Rain made a mistake coming out of the final corner. Because now this is where, obviously, a couple of laps ago, Rain overtook Benson. But can he get closer? Not using much DRS to be honest. I think he's almost settled for that second place right now. I think he's happy with it. As there you go, look, Firmsy lost about 2-3 temps without DRS. And now he's got to do the hard work again. Catching them up in the slow sections, and Fitzy's already fallen down by 3.5 seconds. What shows you the pace that these guys have at the front compared to some of the other people. Rhino is now right on the back of Joel as well. We've got Trey pitting this time, and is that Kieran pitting again? Has he had a little off there? No, he's retired at turn 1. Will that be a safety car? No, it will not. So back at the front then. The gap half a second. And look at that, Firmsy not able to make much inroads on that lap. The gap's still 2 seconds. So the DRS proving to be very powerful. And look at that, Benson once again getting very close to the back of Rain. We'll ride on board with Benson to see. Look at that, Rain just gets such a better drive. 2 tenths in that one corner. And that will pretty much save him. With Benson not using much DRS either. And Dan just sitting there in third place, biding his time, but he has used a lot of battery. Look at that, he's out of battery already. That's one way to go about it. Right, did Rhino get past Joel? No, he did not, but Vaughan battling Vegeta. Got a bit of Vaughan train going on here. Oh, running wide. We've got another yellow flag. Is that someone having a spin? Is it Rhino? Oh, Rhino's had an off. That's not good. He's lost the position to Owen. So Owen back up into P7 now. Pretty much where he should have started if he hadn't been a naughty boy. But we're right on board with Benson now. Still not using much EOS, which I'll be honest, I'm a bit shocked by. Have a little look at Rain. Will he have a little dive? No, he does not. 3 laps remaining then. Once again, you can hear that lift of the throttle, which I'm guessing is what's causing him to lose a couple of attempts, but I don't think he'll mind, as Vegeta does get past. Oh, and Vaughan very close to the back of Vegeta there. But can Vaughan take Vegeta back? We know Vegeta's very fast. Vegeta goes to defend early to the inside. Vaughan takes the racing line. Oh, dear me. A lot of bumping wheels there as Visions now sees him back up to P10. Oh, bit of wheel banging there. As Jake is up at the P11 now, but he's got that penalty hanging over his head. We've got a bit of a cluster of drivers here as Vaughan is back. Vaughan and Visions having a bit of a ding-dong here. And we'll stay, I know the lead's very close, but we'll stay with these two just for now because it's very rare you see. Oh, no! Oh, what a shame! Oh, Vaughn gets on the curb and he collects Vegeta, and that is a very unfortunate accident. But at the front then, look at that. So, and Firm's never taken down. What happened there? Oh, Dan's had a spin. Oh, and he's lost his wing. Oh, no. I was about to say that Firmsy was only a second behind. Dan's had a spin, and he's absolutely ruined his race there. What an absolute shame. Promotes Firmsy up into P3. He'll be absolutely buzzing with that going into the actual feature race. Joel up into P5 then, but Rain still only less than half a second ahead of Benzer. So this battle, I should say, could well continue for another 36 laps. But of course, we will have pit stops in the next race. So, yeah, this field spreading out a little bit, as you can see. But Rain about to start his last lap. I think it'll be safe here. But look at that. Firmsy is now within that second. He only needed a lap or two, and he could well be taking the lead. But Benzer had a little look there, actually. Now, how close dare he get to Rain? Oh, he lost 3/10 in that corner. Almost 4/10 he's lost in that one corner. Well, I think he's get the mare there. And look at that. And Dan's not pitting. I guess he thinks it's safer just to stay out with the points. And to be fair, if you're going to lose 30 seconds in the pits, you might as well lose 10 seconds out on track. So, yeah, a bold decision. Let's see if he can stay in the top 10. Of course, if this was real life, he'd be having the black and white, the black and orange flag waved at him. So we'll have to consult the 7GL rulebook to see if this is legal. But I'm sure it's fine. But then Jake, P9. So right then, let's go back to the front because we are on the last. Oh, and Rain gets a penalty. Oh, he's done himself. He's done it again. Oh, he's going to lose victory on the last lap because of a penalty, which means Benson will will win the sprint race. And what's he done there? So Fitzy will come home with a well-earned P4. Welcome back, Fitzy. And Owen takes P5 because of Joel's penalty. Dan does cross the line in P7, just ahead of Rhino. Jake will cross the line in 9th, but he'll lose that because of the penalty. Vision promoted to P9, and there you go, Winnick's taking P10 off Jake. There we go, then. Vaughn crossed the line, P13. Aurelian, such a promising race, but as always, the luck is never with him. Such a quick driver, but he just never gets a rub of the green, does he? And there you go. That is the end of the first ever sprint race in 7GR. There's a lot of action, hard to keep up a lot of action for sure, especially at the front. But, yeah. So, there we go. So here is the result of the sprint. Benster wins with Firmsy taking second position. And Rain, unfortunately, taking P3 after his penalty. And then got Fitzy, Owen, Joel, Dan and Rhino all taking the final positions. So yeah, that'll be it. We've now got a quick 3 or 4 minute break. What did you just do indeed, Firmsy? From, was it 13th, 15th in the grid to P2. Great drive. So, yeah, we will have a quick break and we will be right back for the feature race. I don't think the screens work. Thank you, Light Stream. You are rubbish. So we'll keep it on this screen. I shall just lube my throat up while I'm sitting here. Give you guys 2 minutes or 3 minutes apiece. Oh, holy moly. What is going on? What? Get out! It's not letting me exit. What? Let me exit. What are you doing? Let me... No, the game's broken. It's not letting me... No! Come on. Race director. What? No. No! You've got to be kidding me. Oh, Codemasters, you wet wipes. We got McLarens in the background. Oh, I can't even leave the fucking lobby. Right. Right then. Let's try and get back to this Grand Prix, shall we? Thank you, Codemasters, once again for a terrific service. I definitely don't think we pay enough for this game. Should be at least £100 next year. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Right. Here we go. Take 579. Spectate. Here we go. Right. Predictions for the lead. Is it going to be Rain? Or has Bentley got it? Or has Firmsy got it? There's only one way to find out. It's Rain! Rain is still in the lead. Firmsy P doesn't look like there's been a lot of change apart from Dan. Let's go to some change for a second. So here we go. So there we go. Kieran up 10 places. Wow. Okay, going up at 10 places. Obviously Dan, the big loser, he had a big incident at the end of the first race, didn't he? And we saw it in the background while trying to compose myself. Yeah, so a few winners, a few losers. Rain from P3 to P1 already. That is a strategy. Why is the game offering them soft tyres? That's odd. Anyway, so obviously it sounds like I was wrong. So let's do tyres. So Rain on the soft tyres then. So it looks like we could be in for a two-sort of strategy. But the interesting thing is Rain hasn't, obviously he's overtaken Benson and Firmsy, but because this the way obviously the cars can now follow each other and the DRS, Rain isn't pulling away. So we're on that 4:36 now as Vegeta becomes the first person to succumb to the track limits. Ryan up at the P4. Good move for him. Fits the down to P5 then. So good start for Rhino. Owen up there in P6, just behind these two. Kieran, who had a bit of had a rough start, didn't he, to the last race, but finds himself up there in P7. A great start for him. And we've got a yellow flag, and it's Trey. He's had a little spin. Looks like from that corner a bit too much curb possibly. But here we go, Rain. See, look at that. He's only able to pull out about 7/10. And now Benson will call that all back. So. And Rhino, look at Rhino. See, he's only just a second behind. So Rhino could be involved in this as well. He's got these soft tyres on, so he could be in this front running race, you know. At the moment, he's 1.3 behind. He's definitely got the potential. What about Firmsy then? He talks about being patient, didn't he, in the pre-show? He's certainly not making any dives at the moment. He knows that if he persists, he knows that Rain will have to go in the next. I mean, how long do these soft tyres last? 10 laps, 11? The front three, once again, close. Obviously, last race we had Rain, Benster and Dan, and this race we have Rain, Benster and Firmsy. All very close running, and Rhino has dropped off a little bit, but Fitzy has managed to stay within that second. So we'll get pulled along. Owen, is Owen going to attack? No, it's going to be Kieran. It's going to be oh my god, who's going to be attacking who? It's like Kieran and Owen having a little ding dong. Oh, that's someone in the wall. Is that Rhino in the wall? Oh dear, he's lost it. The Rhino is in the wall, and he's got to be careful, otherwise he's gonna. His tyres are gonna be super overheated, and the gap at the front. Look at this, Firmsy and Rain, because Benster's taking the lead. He was distracted by Rhino bottling it, and Benster has taken the lead, and Firmsy almost getting Rain as well. But the gap now is 2.5 seconds to Fitzy, closely followed by Kieran. I imagine, and Kieran, very close to the back of that Williams. You imagine that Kieran Owen will be overtaking Fitzy come the next straight, because we know Kieran's one of these guys. I say the next straight, it only took another corner as Fitzy gets all out of shape, and Kieran takes advantage, and now Owen is taking him as well. Fitzy losing 2 places in as many corners, but let's go back the front, because Rain looks like his tyres aren't doing very well. Looks like those soft tyres didn't last very long at all, did they? And we've got a Red Bull, that Trey having a spin there at the back again. Not having a good race, is he? But, no, Firmsy staying behind. So, Owen is he's less than a second behind Kieran. So if Kieran's got the pace of the top 3, he could definitely bring Owen behind him, and if Fitzy can somehow stay within that second, then we could have a 6-way battle for the race win and podiums here. Obviously, Rain on the alternate strategy, starting on those softs, so we need to see what he does. Further back, you've got Visions 2.5 seconds behind. That's a bit odd, but he is leading that train of Kagorniak and Jolt. Front of that 3-person train. Aurelian has made it back up into P10 after what was a horrible sprint race for him, and Jake in P12. So back at the front, nothing going on apart from it looks like Rain and Firmsy getting very close, and we're going to go look at this. They're going to slap up at the turn 1. These two have got a lot of history racing each other. Firmsy just there's been contact. There's been contact. But not enough to send one in the wall, but Rain. Someone else who's that? Who spun round? It's Kieran spun round at turn 1. Oh my days. But look at that, the front 3 have now been separated as Firmsy and Rain, some epic wheel banging, and of course with the the physics that we have in this game, meaning that unfortunately these drivers come off worse. Has Rain got damage because he's fallen back by 2 seconds? You can't see any cosmetic damage visually, but he could still have wing damage. But that does give Benson a little bit of breathing room. However, we know how fast Firmsy is. And Owen, look at that. Rain must be really struggling, because even Owen now is less than a second behind him. Will Owen make a move to P3? Will Rain pit? No, he stays out, but Owen moves to the inside early. Rain stays for the racing line. Running out straight. Who's going to be the last of late breakers? Rain does brilliantly to stay ahead there. See the amount of overspeed Owen should have had here. And it looks like Owen will be behind. We'll stay here just to see if we can... There we go. And Rain almost lets him through there, I think. So Rain thinking about the longer picture here. As Aurelian now up into P7. I'm not going to say he's doing well because I'll just curse it. And Joel up into P8 now, and Kieran obviously still recovering. He takes P8 now. So Kieran had that after his little spin, he's recovering. Thankfully, he looks like he's got no wing damage. So it looks like he will be okay to carry on. As you've got Rhino and Dan at the back there, a bit of a ding-dong. Let's stay with this one for a little while, shall we? Just give the back markers a bit of a shine. As will Dan on the soft tyres, will he get Rhino into turn 3? He does. So Dan up into P16 on those 7-lap old softs. Right then, back at the front. Spencer just about holding off Firmsy. Firmsy now will obviously have a good run into turn 4, but not quite enough. Have we got? Is that Kieran again? I hope he's not hit. I hope he's not getting hit by people because that's twice in the same corner as Kate Gorniak. Gets past Fitzy for P5. Kate Gorniak once again proving that you don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be consistent, and the places will come. And Rain definitely struggling on those tyres now because he's a second behind Owen. But we'll join the front. We'll stay on board with Firmsy. See how... Oh, Jake's gone. Jake's had a little off. Oh, and Visions has gone as well. Wow. So where did Jake go off? So it looks like Jake's hit the wall there. That's a bit of an odd one. Visions has composed himself. We've got a VSC. By the looks of it, I don't think we get safety cars these days. No, just a VSC. And Owen pits. Interesting strategy. What is he going to go on? And Rain pits. That's good for him. So Rain, Owen pits. What does he go on to? Is it the hards? It is. So the hards for Owen then. Obviously, they used this for the first set of mediums for the sprint race. So only really can go on hards here. And Rain has gone onto the hards as well. So these two potentially looking to go to the end of the race. They've got a bit of a cheap pit stop under the VSC. We'll see how long it lasts for. If it does last into the end of this lap, you'll probably see Benster and Firmsy jump in the pits. If not, these two will more than likely stay out. But obviously, these medium tyres won't be the best because obviously we're only 7 laps away from the halfway point. No green flag just yet. Oh, I'm Pack Bussy. There you go. So we have the green flag, and Pack Bussy gets a drive-through. So these two have missed out. So advantage Rain. If he can get his hard tyres up and running, he could definitely do a bit of an undercut here. As Kate Gorniak, I mentioned him, look at that. He's up into P3 at the moment. So consistency currently winning the day. So he will have DRS, of course. Can he get close enough to Benster? No, he cannot. It's amazing how you see someone like Firmsy, like in the sprint race, have all that speed to get through the pace, to get through the field, even caught up to the front. But here we are, lap 12. Benster still holding it. And how much longer can he hold it for? That is the question. And it looks like the field has spread out a little bit. Other than the lead, we've got Kieran and Vegeta fighting over P11. But nothing happening this particular lap. And is that Dan getting lapped? Is that Kangornia? Possibly. But we'll rejoin the front anyway. With these lovely camera views. What are these camera views, Codemasters? Come on. Like, what are we supposed to do with this? Come on. See, that's what you need. And it's like he's not even fighting for the lead. I'm a poet. I just don't know it. Right then. Spencer. Once again, 4 tenths ahead. Nothing doing this lap. Let's have a look. Let's go down. Oh, yellow flag. Someone having a spin. looks like, is that an Alpine? Yeah, it is. It was, no, Pat Bussey, does one have a spin? Oh, I think it must have been, the other one. We've got another yellow flag. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's the Red Bull. We got excited for a second there. As Benson and Firmsy both go past. And Sykes happening because obviously Pat Bussey in the pits. Kieran and Vegeta take that position. But can he get a P10 of Vegeta? Trying to go around the outside. But Vegeta hold the station there. Kieran's got the better traction out of that corner though. On the outside, we don't see a lot of moves around here. Vegeta's always going to be careful. They're going to bump wheels. Oh, he's going to get a penalty. Yep, we got a penalty, but they're still going side by side. Great racing here. Absolute crap camera angles. But there we go. Kieran. Oh, and Trey's retired. Is that in the pits? It looks so. Vegeta then. Oh, he's going a little back up the inside, isn't he? Great racing from these two. Oh, and Kip, what happened there? That has got to be one of the weirdest incidents I've ever seen. It just suddenly veered right into the wall. There you go. Another Codemasters mystery. Oh, and something's happened to Firmsy here because he's fallen back by 2 seconds. Maybe it's the VS... Is it a VSC? It says yellow flag set to 1, 2 and 3, but the whole race map isn't under yellow, so I think it's just people having accidents, maybe? Is it a VSC? No, there we go, no VSC, so we're fine. Alright then, so Firmsy, let's see watch what will happen now. Firmsy will, no doubt, look at that, the gap's already down by 4 tenths. So watch how quick Firmsy catches Benster up. But for some reason, even on an overtaken track, like Brazil, you might be able to get past him. Right, who else is battling down the thing? We've got Rain, there you go, Rain up in P9. We've got Vaughan in his sights. Is Vaughan going in the pits? No, he just sits inside line. Rain goes to the outside, take the racing line, and we get another crap camera view. And there we go, Rain up into P8. Let's have a look. How far is he behind the leaders? He is 25 seconds behind the lead. So he probably needs another second or two. He's got some clear air now. So he should be able to put his foot down. And, oh, as we've got Alpine, is that Vaughan? Vaughan having another spin. He's continuing where he left off in Abu Dhabi last week in Tier 2. But, yeah. Rain now only less than a second behind Owen. Has Owen made a mistake? Because I could have sworn he had about 7 seconds to the next car, but no, there you go. He is right behind Owen. So we'll stay with this for now because it'll be interesting to see. Because this really is the battle for the net P3, isn't it? Because these two pitted under the VSC. They've been on these sides 4 laps now. Will Rain get DRS? He does. And he doesn't really claw. We've got Joel and Aurelian both in the pits then. So that promotes Owen and Rain back up to P5 and P6. And it's going to be interesting to see how long these medium runners go. Because we are literally we're a couple of laps away from half distance. And yeah, the tyres are obviously hanging on. Firmsy, the gap is staying at a second and a half, so maybe he hasn't got the pure pace to close down Benster, or maybe he's just suffering with tyre wear. We shall see. But the gap between Owen and Rain coming down a little bit more. A bit closer between Vaughan and Vegeta, but Vince and Joel, teammates for the day. Nothing happening there. And Firmsy, look at that. Oh, there we go. Benson in the pits then. And we've seen this game that sometimes the overcut is actually more powerful. Now let's see where he comes out. I think he's going to get out judging by the track, it looks like he's going to be out miles ahead of Owen and Rain. But okay, go on again, the pits as well. Fits at B2, so here we go then. Benster leaving the pits right now. And you've got Owen just coming round the first corner now. So yeah, look at that. Owen and Rain obviously losing out big time there. 4.5 seconds the gap. So now let's see. Yeah, so Firmsy Benson's lost 18 seconds to Firmsy, so they called 19 seconds then, because I think he was about a second and a half ahead, wasn't he? So, okay, let's just round it up to an even 20-second pit stop, shall we? So a short pit stop then, but the question is, how fast can Benson warm these tyres up? Because we know how hard it is this year. It takes a good half a lap to warm the tyres up, and Rain has got past Owen. Has Owen made a mistake somewhere? It looks like he has, because he's fallen 2.5 seconds behind, so something's definitely happened there. Right then, this is the battle. Look at that, Benson's lost time, so even on 17 lap old mediums, they were faster than the warm-up lap of Benson's hards. Now, let's see. Is that Firmsy there? Look at that, you can see on the mini-map there, it looks like Firmsy is currently ahead, but Benson is going to be very close. It's going to be very, very close. And there is Firmsy. The gap, about a second then, so it looks like Firmsy got the gap down by about half a second, but of course now, Firmsy's got to warm his tyres up. So look at that, already the gap already back up to 1.6. Of course, Rain's tyres are well and truly in the zone now, but of course they are 7 laps older than everyone else's. So it'll be interesting to see if Rain can catch up to these two at the front and make it a three-way battle. Further down the field, we've got Aurelian up there in P6, just ahead of Fitzy and Vegeta. Vegeta, the only driver running on those medium tyres. Just look at that, look at the warm-up there. Firm just had a really bad outlap. Just look at that, the gap up to over 2.5 seconds now, and it's let Rain catch right up. So Rain will, hopefully, he's definitely not out of this. And I think we are as well, because I don't think we want this race to be over. We're only at halfway distance. Please, guys, catch each other up. Yeah, alright, further down the field. Let's have a look at Fitzy and Vegeta. Nothing going on there. By the looks of it, what about Joel and Pat Buffy? Nope, no danger there. And so, of course, we are now danger free. By the looks of it. So, while it's a bit quiet, we'll have a lap on board with our race leader, shall we? Comes to the end of lap 19 and starts lap 20. Let's ride on board with our race leader. There we go then, a lap on board with our race leader. The gap came down by about 2 tenths, and Rain in that lap has fallen back by another about a second half. He's fallen back on Firmsy. So look at that, 2.2, 2.3, 2.2. So yeah, spreading out as look at that, Vegeta getting past Aurelian as we get the world's worst camera view again. Dear me, and Joe has got past Pack Bussy. It's a good racing from those two as well. What about Fitzy? Will he ever look back up to Vegeta? Nope. And Aurelian now, it looks like he's caught the back of Kagorniak. So we're right on board with Kagorniak and get our earbuds bursted by the sound of the lovely Ferrari engine. Ferrari looking lovely. Of course, lap 21, 3 retirements so far. Jake was the first retirement. And then we had Trey and Kieran, who had a great race. So then, the gap, 7 tenths. Closing all the time. Let's see how much DRS helps him. Not a lot. About a tenth and a half. Yeah, about a tenth and a half so far as Vegeta pits. So what tyres will he go on? Because I can't remember what tyre he started on. But it was just interesting to see if he goes on the hards from now, or if he'll put a set of softs on. No, it is the hards. There you go then. So Aurelian, just under half a second behind Kagorniak. You feel that Aurelian had a really good. I mean, obviously he's had his usual bad luck, but he's been really on the pace today. Really impressive. Let's have a look at his fastest lap, shall we? So his fastest lap was a 1:10.6. So look at that. He's right there on the leader's pace, which is fantastic. Let's look at Rhino as well, 1:10.5. So we've got a lot of drivers down the field who could be up there racing for the lead, but for one reason or for another, they're not. So Aurelian does look a bit close this time. Will he have a look up into turn 1? No, can't quite get close enough this time, but he does get a little closer to braking. It's a couple of attempts faster. Oh, and he's and Kagorniak made a mistake coming out of that corner, and Aurelian was quick on the brake pedal to make sure he didn't bump into the back of him, because that would have been a race-ending incident for Kagorniak at least, and for Aurelian. And I tell you what, if he gave Kagorniak wing damage, that would have been game over him as well, because if you get rear wing damage in this game, it just spins you. It's stupid. And once again, it looks like Kagorniak's having trouble with the traction. Aurelian getting a lot closer all over the back. We've got a yellow flag as we've got, is that an Alpine, is that Fitzy? Having a bit of a moment there, by the looks of it. Right then. Close can Aurelian get? We haven't seen a lot of moves up to turn 1, have we? We've seen more moves up to turn 4 and turn 1 today. So not this time, as you can see the closing speed. Can he stay? The trick is, what he needs to do is stay this close. No, this time he doesn't make a mistake coming out that corner, but no, I think Kagorniak's just got enough speed to hold him off. Aurelian frustrated once again as Joel and Fitzy, I should say, saw in places as Pack Bussy in the pits. Getting some fresh. Look at that win! It's a 1:10.1. So I think it definitely pays to be on the fresh set meters right now, and best the pace really is unreal today, isn't it? The race pace, he's controlling it. Firmsy hasn't been able to close back up. So Benzer, 12 laps remaining, on course for a second win from 3 races. That's all I'll say, because the curse is real. Rain, obviously, I think he was dealing with tyre temperature issues in race 1, so perhaps that's come back to haunt him again. As Aurelian a lot closer this time, but still no dice. We see, of course, good to see them battling again. A lot of battles between these two in the first kind of 3 seasons. Excellent. Look at that. We're really falling back a bit there. So maybe Kagorniak's trouble's over. And look at that, Owen. Once again, within a second of Rain. Rain really falling back now. Owen obviously a bit too far back to try and take advantage of that. But gap at the front, staying the same. 1.4 the gap still, and it's just stayed in that gap. So these two supremely consistent with their lap times. Very well done. Aurelian looks a little, sorry, Aurelian, Owen looks a little bit closer now to Rain. And you have to wonder what kind of headspace Rain is in. He was obviously frustrated at the end of the last race, getting a penalty, and Pat Bussey up into P11 then. So he's got about 10 laps then. He's got 8 seconds to Vegeta. So, yeah, if he can catch Vegeta at a second lap, we could see Peck Bussey in the points yet. Let's rejoin the gap. The battle for P3. Owen a bit too far behind. What about the gap? The gap. What is my words today? And Aurelian, it more looks like Aurelian's hanging on now than trying to actually go for the win. But you can see Kagornia, I mentioned the consistency. You saw there his lap was only 2/10 slower than his personal best. So plugging in those times as Owen gets within 2/10 of Rain this time. It's definitely unexpected the amount of how long it's taking people to get past each other. As looks like Winnix could be on for a move on Rhino. The P12, Rhino on those really old hard tyres, Winnix on the fresh mediums, and there you go, can do from a baby. Winnix up into P12. Oh, as I say that, he makes a mistake, and Rhino retakes that P12. Must have been listening, because he, wow. And Owen's got a penalty as well, though, so obviously there's no real rush to get past Rain, I guess. So a quick look at penalties, shall we? Wrong one. So 3 seconds for Owen, 6 for Joel, 3 for everyone else, and 6 for Winnix as well. So pit stops, everyone. All pit stops so far. Vegeta and Vaughn. Oh, is that Vegeta getting past Vegeta? Has Vegeta's had a little spin? I think he has, you know. His tyres won't be thanking him for that. Right, back up the front. Rain still holding off Owen. Okay, going next, still holding off Aurelian. As Joel now is within half a second of Fitzy. So we've got, look at that, Pat Bussey up into P10 as Vision's into the pit. Blah, blah, blah. Words. Vision into the pits, Pat Bussey up to the points. And Vision's going on sauce for the last 8 laps of the race. And I'll tell you what, the lead has come down. It's under a second now. I wonder if Benson's made a mistake, because that gap was sitting there nicely at 1.4 seconds. And now, the gap is under a second. Can Firmsy do anything about it? That is the question. Not this lap for sure. As Aurelian, he's done it finally. He's finally passed Kagorniak. Up into P5 he goes. I'll tell you what, he's definitely done a little cheer in that cockpit. He's been behind him for so long. He's been battling for so long. And finally, Aurelian, his patience is rewarded and he is up into P5. Right, let's focus on the front then, shall we? The gap, still 8/10, so I think Benson's obviously corrected whatever mistake he may or may not have done. Gap, just under a second. But when it's getting past Rhino, can he make it stick this time? Looks like when it's just a bit further ahead on the track anyway. Joel not quite able to get past Fitzy, but the gap coming down and down. So he's going to have to pick his moment as Owen and Rain getting close. Owen getting ever closer to the back of that McLaren, but he's running out of time because obviously if he wants that podium, not only has he got to pass Rain, he's then got to try and build that gap up to 3 seconds. As look at that, Aurelian already 1.4 ahead of Kegdorniak, so Aurelian got some pace today, which on the personal level I'm loving to see. Right, let's see. Can Firmsy do anything about Benster this time? The gap coming down and down. It's going to be about 5 tenths before the end of the straight. There we go, 5 tenths. It's come down by quite a lot actually. So he'll give himself a good run into turn 4 here, Firmsy. Can he stay on the back through the S? He can. He's only just 4 tenths behind now. Is he going to have enough road to have a go? Not easy. Benster staying ahead, so we'll join with Owen. Rain going very defensive very early there. Getting out of that slipstream. Aurelian looks like he hasn't quite got the race pace to close down the 2 in front. But then again, they are running with DRS, which Aurelian no longer has. And Fitz and Joel. Fitzy, I should say. Fitzy and Joel continuing their battle for P7. So we've got a battle for first and second. We've got a battle for third and fourth. 5th and 6th is obviously finished. We've got a battle for 7th and 8th. That's about... Ah! Sorry, excuse me. Owen has got past Rain. What's happened there? Has Rain made a mistake? He's going to get DRS. Give me a bloody good camera angle. There we go. Rain back up into P3. Who's going to have DRS? It's going to be tight. Rain goes to the inside early. Back over to the racing line. And a scary moment there, I think, for Rain. As Owen doesn't get past, but of course, Rain... Owen has the DRS, is a lot closer. Rain goes defensive very early. Owen goes to the outside for the racing line. Rain comes over to take his line, and good defensive driving there from Rain. Very, very good defensive driving. The lap counter is coming down. Not long left for these drivers to overtake and earn more points if they want them. Joel getting ever closer again, once again, to Fitzy. At the front, Firmsy just... I'll tell you what, he's a lot closer this time, isn't he? He's under that half a second. This could be very interesting. This could be very, very interesting. We're about to start lap 3. So 4 laps remaining then. He won't pass the turn 1, but he should be able to get himself nicely up into turn 4. Stay on the gearbox of that Mercedes, and here we go. This could be the change of the lead. He's under that 2 tenths. Does Spencer defend? He goes to the middle of the track. Where does Firmsy go? Firmsy goes to the outside, but Benster more than equal to that move at particular time. What about Rain? It looks like he's got Owen covered this particular lap. Let's go down to Fitzy and Joel. Can Joel get past Fitzy? Oh, Joel getting another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, cutting those corners. Very easy to do around here, as we mentioned in the pre-show. But no dice for Joel. Getting past there. So, we'll go back to the leaders, shall we? We've got a yellow flag. Oh no, it's not a Ferrari, is it? Oh, thank God. It was, I don't know who it was. Was that Dan maybe getting lapped? I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, back at the front. Yeah, he is coming down. He's getting closer and closer and closer. Is he going to have a look? He does. He has a look at the inside. Turn 1. He takes the lead for now, but they're going side by side. Give me a bloody good camera angle, Co-Masters. There we go. Benster keeps the lead. Great defensive driving. These two having an absolute slobber knocker at the front here. Firms is going to have DRS, so will he have a look up at turn 4? He doesn't. Benster keeps it for now. There we go. The first shot has been fired. Firms is So close. He's almost come round the outside of turn 6. But Benzer keeping control. Obviously, Benzer's tyres are that 1 lap older. Owen unable to get past Rain, and I'm guessing, here you go, Fitzy keeping that lead ahead of Joel. Of course, Fitzy doesn't have any penalties, so he knows that Joel's got at least 6 seconds, so Fitzy can just stay calm, really, and just know he can run his own race, to be fair. So then, here we go. Take 7,491, Benster in the lead. It looks like Firmsy once again is quite close. This time Benster goes to the inside to defend. Firmsy goes round the outside of the turn 1. And look at that, Firmsy's done it. Firmsy's taking the lead on that 35 of 2 laps remaining. Will Benster have DRS? He does. Will he come back into turn 4 on Firmsy? This is it. This is going to be it. Goes to the outside. Firmsy covers the inside. And it's Firmsy. Firmsy keeps the lead of the Grand Prix. This is going to be this battle is going to be raging on for the next lap and a half. I know we've got other drivers battling, but we'll stay with this one for now. This is the most important battle on track, as Benster, after 35 laps, has finally lost the lead of the Grand Prix. Firmsy chipping away, and that 1 lap where we think Benster made a mistake. Oh, and Owen's made a mistake. Owen's had a spin. Oh, no, Owen. Oh, he's Stewart notes, lap 35. Oh, Owen. Anyway, back to the front because this is where it's at. Oh, Benson's fallen down by half a second. He's not going to be close enough to attack Firmsy at this particular corner. But is he waiting for that turn 4 move? No, he doesn't quite got the traction. So Rain is sitting there comfortably in P3 now, and Aurelian up there in P4. What a recovery drive from Aurelian. Joel still unable to get past Fitzy. Just run and bowl with him to see how close he can get. And Owen recovering to P8 then. What a shame for him. Oh, and look at that. Joel got a lot closer this time. But we are on the final lap, so we will go by. I keep forgetting we're at the end of the race. Firmsy, is he about to take his 2nd win in a row? It will be a 2nd race of the season. These two, Benster won in Spain round 1, Firmsy running round 2 in Canada. It is now, looks like it's going to be Firmsy's race in round 3. He's left it until the last possible second, and Benster's made a mistake. So it looks like unless Firmsy's car suddenly blows up, Firmsy will indeed cross the line to win round 3 in Canada. What an ending. What a final 2 laps from these two. Benster coming home in P2. I think he'll be very disappointed not to come away with the race win. Rain will cross the line in P3. Now I get the good bloody camera angles. For God's sake. Aurelian comes home in P4. K Gaudet will take that P5. Fitzy will keep P6 because he hasn't got a penalty, so he'll stay ahead of Joel. And will Joel go? Look at that. Almost side by side. Owen, will he stay in P8? Or no, he jumped Joel because Joel had 6 seconds. So Owen, from almost getting a podium to P7. Oh, look at that. 0.006. Jesus. Wow. That's crazy. But there we go then. That is your Brazilian Grand Prix from Tier 1 over. It was a bit like a real life race, wasn't it? It was exciting. Exciting in the beginning, and a bit of a dull middle. And then we had an exciting end. Classic F1 race. So, the game, give driver of the day to K Gaudet, which I'm guessing means he is the guy with the most overtakes. So then, here is your winner. Firmsy. He said that he had the pace to win. You know, he's top 5th in the leaderboard. There's a reason for that. And he does take 1st place. 2nd place Benster and a subdued Rain possibly. We're just to see what kind of issues he had. So then, Firmsy will extend his lead. Of course, we saw Vision get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at the end, so I believe Vision was up for the top 10, so he won't be getting the fastest lap. And so then, there we go. So, your winner of the Tier 1 Brazilian Grand Prix, the feature race anyway, is Firmsy. He takes the full 25 points. Spencer takes P2. Rain sitting there on the podium. Aurelian with a fantastic P4. Great to see him back up in the big points position scoring. Especially from P14 on the grid as well. He had a horrible sprint race. Kagorniak obviously driver of the day from the game from P18 to P5. Superb drive from him. Fitzy comes home in P6. Look at that, top 6, no penalties. Well done, guys. P7, Owen, who had that little spin at the end. Joel, P8. Vegeta, P9. Pack Bussy, P10. He got his point. So that ropes up the point runners. So P11, we have Winnitz, and then we have Rhino, Dan, Vaughan, Visions, and Kieran, I believe, DNF'd. And we have Trey and Jake, who rounds up the DNFs. So then, guys, that is a wrap. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's coverage. It's definitely been a it's been a race. It's been good. So, guys, if you've enjoyed tonight, make sure you come back tomorrow, where Tier 2 will be racing again. Another week up. It's our sprint race week. I can never get the right words out. Tomorrow, on the 10th of August, that is correct. We will be in Austria for Tier 2, so that could be a good one, because obviously a short track like Brazil, we could see quite a lot of laps for the sprint, so we could see some taking strategies once again. I believe it will be Jake in the comms box tomorrow. If you can't make tomorrow, then we're racing again Thursday with Tier 3, where they're racing round better, which will definitely be interesting to watch. Why? Because I'm racing. And if you can't make that, then of course we are back again next Tuesday to the normal schedule. Well, I say normal schedule, normal race weekend, or race night, I should say. So next week is Singapore, everyone's favourite street circuit. So then, let's send off there. Congratulations once again to Firmsy for taking the race win. And unlucky to Benster, who will definitely be kicking himself. And Rain for sticking it in there and keep it on the podium. Thank you guys once again for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye for now.